Hey guys, welcome back to neverdigup channel. This is Timmy Boy T. I'm here on the Crafty Mine server, and today I'm going to show you how to breed villagers underground. So I found a random village. I quarantined some of the villagers that I'm going to use for this purpose, and I'm just going to take these guys down and show you how to breed them underground. So I chose this spot over here. I'm just going to dig down, and of course you never want to dig straight down, right? And I'm standing right in the seam between two blocks, and I'm just going to dig down until I get to the depth that I'm looking for. Alright, so I dug my way all the way down, and I placed some water down here just in case the villagers fall on the side where the ladder isn't. And in case there isn't a water stream, I'm going to use water stream to flush them down this hole over here. Just gently nudge them over into the hole, and I'll get my 3 villagers down below. And then once they're on their way down, I'm just going to patch all the holes up here and make it look like nobody's ever been here. For the casual observers, they'll never find us. And I'll just stack up on one side over here, and then I'll break the ladders on my way down and kind of fill in the hole from the top as I work my way down. And I'll just keep doing this all the way down. There we go. Now that we have everybody safely underground, we have to take them to their final destination. We have to have a skylight pointing up, so I don't really want to stay here. If I dig up for the skylight, it's going to end up inside the house. So I want to go somewhere at least outside the village. And you'll decide where exactly you want them to be and just move them accordingly. So the ghetto, low-budget way to move them from one place to another that I often use is the flushing them with water, the water bucket method. And I just use the water stream to force them to go where I want them to go. And you can also just stand on the other side of the water and like point it at your ankles and let it flush you and the villager down, and then pick it up and dump it at your ankles again. So that's one way. And of course there's the minecart alternative. So you can lay rail to where you want to go and just push them into the minecart. Sometimes the hardest part's just getting them into the cart, but once they're in there, they're gone. So all of our villagers are safely on the other side of our tunnel now, and I'm just going to fill in everything so we don't leave any breadcrumbs heading back to our base. By the way, I dug down, we're at level 23 right now, and the reason I chose to stop at this level is because we need to dig down 6 more when we're building the villager breeding system, and that'll put us at level 17, which is above the diamond layer. So that way, if it happens that somebody is in the area digging for diamonds, they won't just accidentally find our base. Okay, so we finally got all our villagers here. This is the area that we chose to be our villager breeder. And this little room here is actually going to be the one where one of these guys is going to be left behind to allow for infinite villager breeding. Now, since mob griefing is disabled on this server, I think that's the reason why. We have to make the villagers willing every single time we want them to breed. So we'll dig 6 spaces down below. So we dig 6 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And where we're standing is the floor. This is going to be our villager breeding area, so we'll just clear out this area. And then just like we did before, you'll use water streams if you need to, or just give them a nudge and bring the 2 of these 3 guys down. Since I have 2 librarians, I'm going to bring them both down. That way when I do make them willing, I can give them paper or whatever, the same sort of material to make them both willing. Okay, for the space up above, the part that's going to be your village, you want it to be well lit. I like to put something other than a flimsy torch up here so that I don't inadvertently knock the torch off if I ever come up here for some reason. Although once we get this set up, we really don't need to come up here anymore. Because if you have a zombie spawn up here, you're going to have a bad day. Okay, so now we're going to start building our skylight. We'll just make an area here that we can put some ladders on and put a piece of glass down so we have a place to stand. And it's ironic, isn't it, that the channel is called Never Dig Up, and now I'm going to be teaching you guys how to dig straight up. But I'm a professional. Don't try this at home unless you've been coached by a professional. So once you put these ladders up, actually if anything tried to fall down, sand or lava or water, the ladder would break its fall. Alright, so it looks like we came up into a tunnel system here. I'm just going to look and see if there's anything interesting here. A spawner or something. Okay, anyway, getting sidetracked. I'm just going to need to patch this up. So I'll try to patch it up best I can and make it look natural, and then we'll move on. And we're out. Now you can see the sky. Actually, if you look directly up, there's a leaf block there, and I went back later and removed that leaf block. I thought leaf blocks were transparent, but maybe they're not. After I removed it, things started working as planned. So make sure that you have an unobstructed view of the sky when you make your skylight. I'm just looking around up here. It's unfortunate that we're on top of a mountain because our super secret method for hiding our mine shaft or our skylight is that we're going to use lava. And lava looks a little bit out of place on top of a mountain, but we'll just have to go with what we have for right now. So I'm just going to use one lava block for right now, but of course if you were going to do this for your base, you might use more than one and try to make it look as natural as possible. But for today's purposes, I'm just going to put a fence, which for some reason is transparent. Oops, I have to put the lava above the fence. Let me just pop that out. I'll have to put the lava up there real quick. And lava's transparent too. So I put the transparent lava, and then I put a fence before it burns my head. And there we go. That's how to build a skylight to the surface. And hopefully nobody will notice that. So once you've placed your lava with the fence below, you can remove the fences. You're not going to need them anymore. And they might actually obstruct the view, so those have to be removed. Alright, once we're at the bottom, we can place the doors. I just like to place them like this, all around the hole. There's 4 already, and you need a minimum of 6. So there, we've already got more doors than we need. I'm just going to pop down the ones that I have in my hand here and call it a day. We have enough light up here, so we're not worried about zombie invasion. We have enough doors, so this thing qualifies as a village. And we're done. There's no reason we need to go back up there ever again. So we can go down, put a piece of glass up here so the villager doesn't fall through or come down for some reason. Now he's up there. We've got a clear shot to the sky. Everything in our path is transparent. There's glass, there's fence, and there's lava, all which are considered transparent blocks. Alright, so I was just about to trade with that librarian to make him willing, and I just realized the cleric upstairs, I didn't make him willing. So he needs to be willing to breed too. There, in fact, without him being in the village and willing to breed, nobody's going to be doing any breeding because there's no village. So I got some zombie flesh, and I'll come up here and make him willing. I don't think I've ever traded with him yet, so the very first trade should do it. And once you see those pink or purple swirls, are those pink? I think it's pink. That means he's going to be willing after that. So we're now you just make the librarians willing. I'm watching for the sparkles and the swirls. I didn't see any pink swirls. I'm sorry, my daughter has a cold. I apologize for all the coughing. Okay, so I'm making plenty of hearts, and if you watch, bam. See how they look down? That's how you can tell when they made a baby. So these guys have expended their willingness, and they made a baby. The one up above in the village, he's still willing since he hasn't personally made a baby yet. But these guys, now that they've made a baby, are going to have to be made willing again if you want to make another baby. They'll never do it on their own. It seems like the librarians became willing off screen. I must have clipped that part out when I was cleaning up the video, but you guys get the point, right? When they have the sparkles and the pink or purple swirls, that's when they're going to be willing to breed. And sometimes it takes a little while. You have to be patient. They can be staring at each other for maybe 5 minutes and no hearts, no nothing. It seems like nothing's happening, but just be patient. Eventually, all of a sudden, you're going to start seeing the hearts. And they stand close together, and when they both make hearts at the same moment, poof, that's when the baby pops out. And you can tell when the baby's there because they'll be looking down at it, admiring God's work. So, what are the main takeaways of this? You need to make a skylight all the way to the sky. You can close the skylight and hide it with things like lava and fence and glass, things that do not obstruct light. The best design on a server like Crafty Minds that has mob griefing on is like this one, I suppose, where you have the above section 6 blocks higher where the village resides, and you have one villager with 6 doors or more, and then down below is where the breeding happens. So you have to make the villagers willing every time. You have to trade with them till you get the swirls, and always make sure to have plenty of light so that you don't have a zombie horde spawn and ruin everything. So I think that's everything we need to know. If you guys learned anything or enjoyed this video for any reason, feel free to rate, comment, or subscribe. This is Timmy Boy T on the Crafty Minds server, reminding you, always remember, never dig up.